What's good, you guys? You know who it is, man. It's your boy, Mr. Relentless Lex, and I'm back like I never left this mother. Yes, Sirski. Hello, somebody. All right, so, man, we got Jagaur Wright revealing who unalived Angie Stone, her last video. Now, I expect this on foul play. I think most of us who heard about the story know there was something fishy about the story. So, you know, Jagaur always come with some receipts and some truths behind things that takes place. If Jag speaks on it, bro, you could bet your bottom dollar she know what the hell she talking about. Spicy.
Angie Stone's tragic passing than we knew, because Jagaur Wright just pulled up with some shocking news of how there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Y'all know that we can always rely on Jagaur to pull up with some of the most shocking secrets that the most powerful people in the industry want to remain hidden. And this time is no different, because she's now claiming that Angie's passing wasn't an accident, but she was allegedly unalived by some very powerful people in the industry.
I want to say RIP to Angie. My condolences goes out to her family, friends, and fans. Very, very tragic time, man.
Jagaur's comments are interesting because only a few weeks before Angie's passing, she took to social media to reveal that she was going to battle with some very powerful people in the industry, claiming that they had been stealing from her for years, and she was done keeping silent about it. The next thing we know, she was involved in a car crash where she was the only victim who lost her life. Well, Jagaur is screaming foul play now, and she has a lot to say, so let's break down her claim. Angie Stone was born on December 18, 1961, and raised in a household where faith and music went hand in hand. Her parents introduced her to gospel music at an early age, setting the stage for her lifelong passion for singing. From the time she was a little girl, the church became the foundation of her musical journey, providing her with the space to develop her voice and connect with music on a spiritual level. Her father was a devoted member of a gospel quartet in Columbia, South Carolina, and he played a role in nurturing her talent. He often took her to see live performances by some of gospel's most well-respected groups, including the Singing Angels and the Gospel Keynote. Witnessing these powerful performances further fueled Angie's love for music and deepened her understanding of the craft. She also sang regularly at First Nazareth Baptist Church, where she refined her vocal skills and gained the confidence that would later define her career. As she grew older, Angie expanded her musical influences beyond gospel, eventually becoming a key figure in the neo-soul movement. Her distinct sound and rich, soulful voice resonated with listeners and inspired a new generation of artists, including Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, Life Jennings, and Mariah Carey. But her contributions didn't stop with neo-soul. Her impact on hip-hop and rap was just as significant. From collaborating with groundbreaking artists to shaping the genre's evolving sound, Angie's influence stretched across musical boundaries, cementing her legacy as one of the most important voices in modern history, in modern music. By the time she was just 16, Angie Stone was already making history. She teamed up with Cheryl the Pearl Cook and Gwendolyn Blondie Chisholm to form The Sequence, the first female hip-hop group. They quickly caught the attention of Sugar Hill Records and landed a deal, making waves with hits like Funk You Up. Funk You Up wasn't just a hit, it was influential. Dr. Dre sampled it, and it even helped shape Uptown Funk by Mark Robson and Bruno Mars. But here's where things get messy. The Sequence never got credit or royalties for their contribution, leading them to sue Mark Ronson for copyright infringement. Angie didn't stop there. She became part of the hip-hop and electro-funk group Mantronix before stepping into the spotlight as the lead singer of Vertical Hold. The group gave R&B fans classics like Seems You're Much Too Busy, solidifying Angie's presence in the industry. As her career evolved, she found success as both a songwriter and solo artist. She recorded 11 studio albums and blessed fans with hits like I Wish I Didn't Miss You, No More Rain, Brother, and I Wanna Thank You. Her
I remember all those. Those are some good records.
She worked closely with Prince and Lenny Kravitz, even playing saxophone for Lenny. She also joined forces with Lenny's cousin, Jerry DeVoe, to form a group called DeVoe. However, one of her most significant contributions to music came behind the scenes. Angie played a major role in shaping D'Angelo's sound, helping write and produce vocals on his Brown Sugar and Voodoo albums, both of which became defining moments in his career. During that time, she and D'Angelo were also romantically involved, but their relationship was far from perfect. Behind the music, things were rocky and their time together was ultimately toxic. Angie played a huge role in shaping D'Angelo's music, but let's be real, his ego probably wouldn't let him fully acknowledge just how much she contributed. Instead of giving her the credit she rightfully deserved, he downplayed her influence, and that in the end is what drove them apart. But D'Angelo wasn't the only one who tried to shortchange Angie. She once revealed how disappointed she was when she realized Mary J. Blige had taken some of the songs she had worked on with D'Angelo, specifically Every Day and Die. Mary ended up renaming Die to Paradise and releasing it without giving Angie her due. And if that wasn't enough, Angie also had to deal with another artist straight up mirroring her. Jill Scott's record label had her watching Angie's every move, from the way she dressed to the way she carried herself, trying to recreate her style and presence. To make matters worse, Angie's management team wasn't exactly looking out for her best interest. Whether it was due to negligence or incompetence, they fumbled a lot of opportunities, including acting roles. One of the biggest mischances, she was originally supposed to land the role that Jill Scott eventually played in the #1 ladies detective agency. Instead of securing that career-defining moment, her team dropped the ball and the opportunity slipped right from their fingers. Now here's where things take a truly shady turn. Just weeks before her passing, Angie was planning to take legal action against UMG over unpaid royalty. She had finally had enough of being shortchanged and was ready to fight for what was rightfully hers. According to her, nearly everyone in her professional circle, her management, her label, had completely failed her. Her management team didn't advocate for her the way they should have, and the label took full advantage of that, allegedly pocketing millions while she kept working without seeing the money she had earned. It was like she was out here grinding, pouring her heart and soul into her music, while everyone else was sitting back collecting checks off of her hard work.
That one of the biggest companies that I was with, Universal Music.
I heard some shady stuff about Universal.
We began to research things to check on my royalties and my statements and things that of that nature, only to find out a lot, excuse me guys, a lot of my
Publishing,
a lot of my royalties, my mechanicals, they have all pretty much been stolen.
wow.
As I begin to find out things that I never had to look into, because when you hire a team of people that to some degree supposed to have your back, you're thinking that they're getting it all together for you. You know, that's why, you know, I respect Oprah Winfrey in that respect when she said, do your own research.
Facts.
Just stoned the celebrity, that I let a lot of important things slip through the cracks only because I didn't know any better. I worked very hard to take care of my kids as a single mother, and I'm being transparent. My kids' fathers just were not doing what they're supposed to do. So I had to step up and go in and do everything that I needed to do for my family, which is why I worked so hard, which is why I traveled so much, which is why I did shows, because at the end of the day, after 40-something years in the business, I'm like, well, why? Where are my royalties going? Because I'm not getting this. Come to find out, Universal Music has been receiving all my
40
royalties.
years, bro. 40 years of royalties? You know how much money that is? That's why it was foul play right there. 40 years of royalties, bro. That's millions and millions and, bro, they weren't about to pay her that, bro. They were not about to give up that money.
All my mechanicals. They've taken pretty much everything. They've stolen, I won't say stolen, but they have taken all the monies that were due to me. They have basically absorbed in that company. And even though there's several class action lawsuits, people that were working on my behalf never even registered the songs. All the songs that I've done, I'm only coming to find out they were not properly registered.
Wow.
By the companies that I signed over to.
Wow.
People that were supposed to do their due diligence. So I am truly a walking testimony that God has carried me all this time, because
He always
if you
will.
only knew how much money they have taken from me, how much they have stolen from me, monies that I'm supposed to be, I should have been able to retire 20 years ago with the money I've made, supposedly. But there are key people that have been driving the ships, and what they've been doing is improperly representing me, improperly stealing from me, taking things in their own hand, changing and switching lanes because they knew I didn't know that part. See, I'm not an attorney. I don't know everything. What I learned how to do was go out, work, work hard, get paid, come home, pay my bills, take care of my family. That part. The legal side, when you hire attorneys and managers and agents, they're supposed to make sure the gray area over there that they're in the driver's seat for. They're supposed to.
They're supposed to now. It depends on who you're picking.
And even though they were taking care of themselves, they thought very little of taking care of me.
That is so wrong, bro.
And I know because I've seen it with my own eyes. So I'm just here to let you know, one way or the other, Universal Music, you're gonna have to give up my coins.
The fact that Angie was
Wow.
so vocal about calling out the people who wronged her has left fans with a lot of questions, especially about whether there could be any connection between her accident and those unpaid royalties. Because let's be real, it wouldn't be the first time an artist mysteriously met their demise after challenging the powers that be. The music industry has a long history of swallowing up artists who dare to fight back, and with Angie preparing to take legal action, some folks can't help but wonder if her situation was more than just an unfortunate accident. Now, people can't help but raise eyebrows over how devastating the accident was, yet somehow she was the only one who didn't make it. And to be clear, no one is out here wishing for more casualties, but the math just isn't mathing for some folks. There's even speculation that Angie may have already been gone before the crash happened, which only adds another layer of mystery to an already suspicious situation. According to Jagaur Wright, there is certainly a lot more going on than we know, because she is claiming that Angie was allegedly silenced because she was on the brink of exposing some powerful people.
What do they want?
What do you mean? They want their payment. They want their pound of flesh. They want you to keep feeding the system. Doesn't matter how hard she worked for it. That's not her money. That's their money. That's
Thanks.
what they do. They've been robbing me for years.
Yep.
They stole more money from me than they stole from Angie. I can't stop thinking about Nick Carter
Wow. Nick Carter. Wow.
and Aaron Carter. I can't stop thinking. Brother in the Illuminati, brother not in the Illuminati. Brother in the Illuminati commits all kinds of heinous crimes against women, and he's okay, but his brother's gone. And all he wanted was his money so he could push on. Like, how many of these things have to happen in front of the public? Of course they're going to attack, I'll be sure. Of course they're going to attack me. Of course they're going to attack anybody who's interested in the truth. Of course they're going to come at us really hard for that first 72 hours and make sure we stop posting, or at least get us flagged from being able to go live, so nobody thinks about the details of the fact that we just watch Angie Stone get moved around in real time on her son's.
Child, this is crazy, but considering the
this is
things we
crazy.
found out about the industry and the powerful people who run the industry, I guess we shouldn't be so surprised. But anywho, y'all let me know how y'all
Oh man, that's just crazy, bro. Jaguar say they stole more money from her, hell, that they stole from Angie. That's the one thing about them record labels, bro. They might give you some money, but you best believe you worth more than them that they paying you. Probably triple or quadruple more times worth. And now, you know, these record labels are putting life insurance on their artists for payments, just in case something does happen. They're robbing you blind. Then if something happened, your family don't get none of the money because you still owe them while you're on the live. You still owe them money. You can't win with these record labels, bro. Especially, I think the worst deal I heard you can get with a record label is the 360 deal. Now, I'm not an artist, but I've heard that from other artists, rap and R&B, maybe even country, and all types of genres. They say the 360 deal is the worst deal you can get when it comes down to signing to a label. That's why a lot of people love being independent when it comes down to the music industry, because they don't want to have to go through all that. They own 100% of all their material, their content and everything. But at the same token, they pay for everything out their own pockets. So it's kind of like a gift and a curse. But man, that is crazy. 40 years, bro. She said they've been taking her, Angie said they've been taking her royalties for 40 years. Bro, they wasn't about to give her that money. It's definitely some foul play in that. They were not about to give her all that money. They know she was owning something. And she was coming for their head and was going to expose them. And not just if they did it to Angie, could you imagine all the other artists that's under the record label that they're doing the same thing to, bro? You know how much money they stealing from people? That is crazy.